Right. Good evening, everyone. We are now live.
We are now live. Good evening, everyone.
I've
Looking
seen some
forward.
people already chatting.
Yep, it's good to see a few of you
Uh,
already
returning from
returning
last
from last
week.
week.
Yeah.
And
Oh, we got Sam, Graham, Romford Guy, John Clark, Mini Driven Car Club, KGT Media, Russ Bucket.
good name.
Right. No. So tonight the aim is we're going to feature viewers' rides. So we've collaborated as many as possible. So sorry if we missed people or you're a bit too late. We've put this together obviously throughout the week, but it should be good to see other people's cars, won't it?
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great to have a little chat, see what other cars are out there. Not just minis. There are a few others that have made it into the entries tonight. Well, it's not
Yeah.
like it was competition, but they're there. um, but yeah,
It's nice to have a
it is
mix.
nice to have a mix, and that's all we're about. Obviously, we like our minis and we love our minis, but there are other cars out there, and there'll be some future classics to come on the channel. So yeah,
Definitely, yeah. Be a nice mix. And like I mentioned when I put out that we're going to do viewers rides, we didn't want just minis because that's not what Simpsons Classics is. We primarily restoring minis now, but that isn't what it's going to be. So, good evening, Flapcat Garage. Hey, it's awesome. There's quite a few returning people.
so I'm just doing an audio check on the stream.
James is DJing. Morning, Tony.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so
So,
shall we feature the first one? We're now a few minutes in. Feels like 5 minutes since the last stream.
yeah,
Yes,
so
we were just saying this
we were saying
earlier.
that earlier that it can't believe it's been a whole week since the first one.
Yeah. I hope everyone's safe and self-isolating in their garages. That's the way it should
I've
be.
got my donuts that I'm going to eat whilst we're looking at cars. So I hope everyone else managed to get some
Nice one.
donuts. There was a fight for these insane today, but especially with them being reduced. Oh god, they smell so good as well. Right,
I've just got a rum and coke. I'm pretending I'm at Le Mans.
did you? Oh no, you haven't technically missed Le Mans yet, but it's not going ahead though, is it? I don't think. Or
No,
no,
it's. I think it's been rescheduled to September.
September if we're lucky.
I'm about wheels. We'll be watching. Jealous watching. We'll get you in a mini one day. Christopher Kelly, hello. What cars would you like to restore in the future?
That's a,
Ah, that's a good question. For me, I really want an old Volvo. So
I was gonna say
240. Would love an
it's
Amazon.
gonna be a Volvo for you, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah. 240 or an Amazon or go American. I really want a big Yank tank. So I'm not sure. What about
I mean,
James?
after our discussion last week, I haven't stopped thinking about Austin Maxis. So I would love if one comes up for sale that's not too bad. I'm very tempted now because then I have the Maxi and the Mini. I think that'd be cool. But other than that, I think it would probably have to be American. It would have to be Corvette, Mustang, something like that. I think if it's not
Yeah.
going to be another British rust bucket, but
Uh, I think the Maxi would be just as bad.
yeah, yeah,
Good evening, Matt.
yeah. Evening all. So I am reading the messages. I think Mark's covering me here. I'm half drunk.
Yeah. Mark loves a big estate. Yeah, I do like a wagon, a van or a wagon. Love them. I'm sat in the garden, half drunk, contemplating why I bought a Mini and not a Capri.
Oh,
Well, you could have a Capri as well as a Mini.
uh,
Evening, Matt P.
I've one of my old school friends slash neighbours. He had a Capri and it was had the V6 in it, and it was a little fun car. Like it only went in straight lines,
They
but
are good Capris. So we're up to 26 viewers. Oh, 25. Can't dance with a Capri. No, this is true. So the reason Tony's car's called Billy is because it did a full turn and spin on the roundabout. So we called it Billy after Billy Elliot.
nice. James, would you uprate a Maxi like you have the Cooper? Oh, God, imagine a
Ooh,
Maxi that had a couple hundred brake horsepower. That would be
A rally Maxi.
Well, they used to rally them. They did. They did back in the day.
They did,
because
yeah.
they could fit everything in it because it had the space. I, I would have to do something because I think the standard engines didn't come with that much horsepower. So, but yeah,
No.
I would have to do something. But I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to eat.
I bet you could get something like a Z-Tech, Ford Z-Tech in there or something.
Put an EcoBoost in. That's it. Yeah, but no, damn it, I'm gonna have to look for Maxis now. I'm gonna see if anyone's trying to get one, flog them out. But I think when I last looked a few years ago, there was only 3 taxed on the road, and
Yeah, they're really
they're
rare
rare
now.
And I think there's one that's always on the road, taxed every year. It actually lives not too far away from me, because we used to get parts of this guy when my mum had hers. But he's still got his, and his still goes. But rare to find. He's probably
Yeah,
the only one
definitely.
who's actually got one on the road in the whole of the UK. But anyway,
Well, Romford guys just said turn a corner fast in a Capri and in the wet and that'll dance easily. So Tony can still have his dancing queen. Sam's bringing the 13-inch wheelgate into the chat again. Like I mentioned, I'm not against them, but
13's I heard, yeah.
yeah. CRM Auto Solutions, hello. And I wanted to thank, actually, I can thank while we're live once again. CRM Auto Solutions gave me 2 centre caps for my Exaction mini special wheels. So thanks again for that. Really appreciate it.
That's good.
It was nice to finally meet you at Bingley Hall.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet everyone. Actually, like, this is we can't
Yeah.
when we're able to get back to the shows. That'll be come over and say hi. We're going to be around.
Now that's just made up a good point there, and something I actually have wanted to drive for a little while. Get an MX-5 that isn't rotten.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going an MX-5. It'd be a good track project.
Oh, even like the standard 1.8s. You know,
Yeah, they
Mark
fly.
2s. They must be Mark 2s.
Mark 2s are cheap.
Yeah.
You pick them up for £500.
Yeah, there's. But then I think a lot of people have done MX-5s. You know,
Yeah, we need something different, don't we?
yeah, Car Throttle did MX-5, and they've done that for quite a few years now. So
Yeah.
but it'd be cool. It would be a cheap project, and we could have some fun.
Yeah, I
with
would
that.
like
We could
one.
have some fun with that. So maybe it's probably gonna.
Yeah, Opel Manta. Do like them. What else have we got? Sills done forward them away. Not too bad, actually.
Focus ST engine, yeah.
What?
Plenty of space in the engine bay, definitely.
Honda S2000s. Yes,
Mm.
again, another really, really strong, high revving engine. That would be really quite good. They're a good laugh and cheap.
I got the VTEC. So
I spun MR2 a couple of times. So we're getting into drifting. Is that what we're doing next?
yeah, drift.
Get the Volvo. We can get the Volvo, James.
Oh, Volvo estate drift car. That would be a project, wouldn't it?
Strip it out, roll cage.
Yeah. You'd never be able to roll one anyway. They're fucking weigh a ton, but it's like, or several. MR2 T-Bar, yeah. We had an ex-club member that I think he still got his. He gave up minis for MR2s.
Yeah. Toyota Celicas. We're going very Japanese with all these, aren't we? Has to be a Nissan 240Z. Oh no, I've heard about those. I've heard about them being a bit unreliable. I'm only joking. I do like your 240Z, Sam.
They've all had engine swaps now anyway, haven't they? Pretty much anyone with an old Nissan. 350Z.
Yeah, Sam's made a good point. Driftworks have a really cool Volvo. It's an old 240. It's really cool. I do like it. Got a monster engine in it. Tempted with a 350Z? Yes. I've only been as a passenger in Sam's, but it's a very cool car.
Yeah, Laurie on Laurie's Mechanical Marvels. I don't know if you watch his channel, but it's a great channel if you like old fire engines, and that's why I love it. Yeah, I should watch.
Nissan Micra.
Should watch some of these videos of his MR2.
James, what could we do with a Nissan Micra?
Oh.
We could do a full UK tour in it.
When I was younger and like obviously just passed my test, one of my school friends just got a Micra and he decided that he wanted to put an induction kit on it, change the exhaust, and he was really quite uptight about it. However, he wanted it to be perfect, and I was like, it's a £500 Micra that your nan gave you. Come on, like
Yeah.
it's like you could afford for it to be a little rough, and he put this induction kit and put his exhaust on. It didn't go that fast, and then he took it all off. He put it back to standard. I was just like, all that money and effort, and then he overheated it and blew the head gasket, and he swapped it to a 1.4, I think, and it still didn't go that fast. But
Take the pizza out the micro first, Chris says.
yeah, I think that's what micros are good for, aren't they? Delivery cars, aren't they now?
What about a Citroen 2CV?
Dolly,
Now,
yeah.
I have actually always wanted to go in one of them, but I don't think I could own one.
I just love that. I never really it took me a few years to realise that their suspensions are pretty much just they can go over farms, they can go over big
Yeah,
potholes, and they just
massive
go
amount
with
of
it. Yeah,
travel.
there's so much travel. I don't think there's even bump stops, is there? They just let it go.
Yes, that's true. The DGSE done micro engine for his Mini. I've personally driven a Mini with Nissan micro engine in as well, and they are very lively. Metro with a K series, only their gasket's okay.
Yeah, but it can't be that hard to do a head gasket. I think if I drove any car with a K series that was old, I'd probably do the head gasket straight away, just for peace of mind more than anything.
Oh, a chopped, ratted Citroen 2CV. That could be quite funny.
Get an old Lotus with the K series. That would be
Oh yes, the Lotus Elise.
at least, yeah. But they're quite valuable now though.
Mark III Fiesta. What sort of money are they now? They must be going up in
Oh,
value slowly.
they will be. Yeah.
So we feature the first car.
Yeah. Should we swap over to the cars? 'Cause I'm sure there's
Yeah.
going to be lots to chat about. So we should be swapped over now.
Fiat Multipla. Oh, the car with the fat roll.
Right.
Right. So here's our first car.
It's our first car. It's the Midas, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
Sam's car.
So if anyone's watched the channel before or tuning in today, we've done a whole series on the Midas, and basically we did it as a big secret project for Sam's dad. So you can see it there, completely finished with the wedding bows on. So Sam surprised his dad with it as a wedding car. So now these are pretty rare cars. I've personally never seen another one, and I've never driven one. Sam didn't ever drive it, a bit precious. But yeah, they are very cool, very GTM looking.
I really on that photo there. I really appreciate the reflection on the door where it says no parking, and you're like,
Yeah,
you can really see the shine. That's what I like about black cars. You can really get a mirror
yeah.
finish. So that's great.
Oh, it's beep bronze.
Oh, is it okay? It's not black then. Sorry.
Yeah, no, we wanted as close to black, but if the light shines on it, it's bronze. But it looks black
Okay.
there. That's the whole point. I went for it.
Is it
Spray
metallic?
job looks great. It's not a bad job considering it's our sort of first one we've done all together. It was really good. So a few bits that we need to sort of nib in and tidy up, but overall, Sam and his dad are really happy, and it is truly a cool car. So Mini Matt TV, hi Matt. You've just got the first car, Matt, so don't worry about it.
So yeah, we've gone over to the next picture, which I think is another.
Chris
once-
Beck, I helped push that. No worries, Sam. We're happy to do it. Oh, so we got the next picture. So this is my clubman outrunning Sam's Mini, known as H7. So yeah, this is a rare day for the old clubman estate. So that was on the way into the Peak District, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure about Speed Machine, Sam. I think more Smoke Machine, but But if a 998 can beat a 1380, then you can't go wrong with that.
I don't know why that's gone blank. I think this would have been the Mustang, but we moved them, didn't we? I probably should have restarted the software off. Oh yeah,
That's a cool.
that's part of the Mustang, but we're going to feature that back at the end. Yes.
You can get a big can of noz in the back. So, anyone recognise this engine? Oh, it's gone. Where's it gone?
We're going to come back to the Mustang later. We're going to do it at the end, aren't we? We've just ruined the surprise. Well, it's not really a surprise.
The juiced mini's just come up and gone.
Yeah, the Juice Mini should come
There
back. That's the one I've left it on. So obviously this is Paul's.
So
Paul
yeah,
P,
so this
isn't
is Paul P's Mini. He sent a picture of his in. well, you should have seen it by now if you've been to any big mini shows in the UK last year. But this is a very cool one-off mini. So full hydraulics. It's absolutely mad. You can see the wheel tuck at the back.
Yeah, I've seen it in person, and I've heard a lot about it. It's a very nice system,
It's
and like even the spring
yeah,
boxes in the back, and you just look inside, and it's just like it's crazy how much travel there is, and
yeah,
it all runs on 24 volts, so that's how you can get it off. I think that's the speed of it. Where if you ever see it drop up and down, it's crazy how quick it can go.
yeah.
Much quicker than any sort of air ride would do. So
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. The one thing, there's a few things on this car that I absolutely love. I love his fuel tank. I think the jerry can in the back with a little clear level, I just think that's ace.
yeah,
And the other thing that always remind me of the Juice Mini is at IMM. I got up quite early in the morning, and I heard this Mini like rattling around and bouncing, and instead of washing his car off, he just shook it off to get the water and the dew off it 'cause it had so much wax on it. I just thought that was ace. Oh, and have you just shaken your Mini off? And he's like, yeah.
it's like a dog, isn't it? A wet dog.
Yeah. I loved that. It was ace.
What?
Yes, now sporting 2 alternators. So if
Yeah,
you've not
I
seen Paul
watched.
P's channel, go for there.
Yeah, go have a look at his channel. He's
Yeah,
got some good videos. He's just painted up his two alternators, and
it looks really good,
it
doesn't
looks
it?
really good. Looks really, it's very, it's it doesn't look out of place. It actually looks quite. You could almost argue that it looks factory. That it's so nice in that engine bay. Um,
Yeah. Oh, William Murphy's here now.
yeah.
Good evening,
Hi there,
Will.
William. Good evening.
Hope you're well, buddy.
And we got Simon R. Good evening to you too.
Yes, good evening, Simon.
Um, I think there's another picture of the Juice Mini. Yeah, that when you just like you can pull up into a car park and just leave it like that. Although you probably wouldn't,
Yeah.
because someone would probably come and topple it for you, wouldn't they?
Nice to see you too, Simon. Where are we both based? I'm northwest
Oh,
of England and James is on the south coast. So there's the Juice Mini again. I mean, look at
yeah,
that. It's also in one of Paul P's videos where he changes the wheel instead of jacking the car up. He just pops the wheel.
yeah. Imagine if you ever raced that, just going into the pits and you just it's just like just lift up your leg, change the wheel, put it back on. There you go.
Could
Um,
change the exhaust without a jack. Yeah, you probably
yeah,
could, to be fair.
that pick doesn't look possible. Well, it is. Believe me, it is possible.
Yeah,
It's
it is. It is. Yeah,
if you
I
have
keep looking at it again, and I've now noticed again the recessed headlights as well. There's so many cool custom touches on it.
yeah the LED indicators as well, the little halos. It's all
Yeah,
it's all tucked in. It's all done very nicely. It's
yeah,
I'm surprised he's not on the chat tonight. I thought he might be. He's obviously got caught
yeah.
up with something. But yeah,
Maybe build that Glanzer build.
yeah. Um, when it's definitely one to go see at the shows. He's going to be at all of them. So
Yeah, Matt P's made a good shout. The controller's cool too. He basically got a model mini and put all the switches inside
is
it, and
that
it's
it?
all connected. It looks really cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was quite cool to see. Just it's basically a model mini of the car. He painted it orange as well, didn't he? So,
Yeah. Yes,
um,
Simon. If you've not seen it, go and check Paul P's channel out. He's done a really in-depth build on it, and yeah, it is absolutely epic. You need to see it in real life.
yeah,
When
especially
he's race smart.
he's got like he's got quite a lot of batteries in the boot as well. Or I don't know if they're under the seats, but to run the system. But I mean, now they've got the second alternator, he can be able to run it for longer now. I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's having charging issues before, wasn't it? I think that was the
Yeah.
main thing.
Right. I don't know if
Yes,
this.
definitely. We completely agree with having a minis, having a personal touches on it. It's what makes it your car. So
I'm not sure whose this mini is. And I'm
this is Matt Calvert. So this is a Mini Phoenix. It's a fiberglass body Clubman Estate basically, but you can see it's got slightly different moldings to it. And Matt's completely rebuilt it. So I think the wheels are the newest addition to it. So they're kind of a bronzy colour. They look absolutely epic. So
don't
you
mind
can
me.
see it's got roll cage in it, and yeah, it's a really neat little car.
I'm just gonna eat my
James is
donut.
tucking into a donut
Yeah,
there.
yeah, don't mind me.
So yeah, it's basically the best of both worlds. You can enjoy the Mini, and you don't need to deal with rust. So you can't really go wrong with it. I'm not too sure what he's running engine-wise. I believe it's, don't quote me, maybe a 998. Maybe you can put in the chat what it is, but I'm pretty sure he originally wanted to do a 998 turbo in his older Mini. But yeah, he really likes fiberglass, and he's working on a dash and a center console for it now, so it should be really cool. Yeah, so Sam's seen it in the flesh as well. It's got a slightly different back end. What we'll do is try and feature maybe some photos of it at some point, or I'll put it onto the Instagram page. But yeah, the boot has got a fully opening latched boot, so it's not got the rear doors. It's just really good. It's quite a practical Mini, to be fair. GTM coupe, yeah, definitely get that on the road, Chris. How much does a fiberglass shell cost roughly? There's a few companies that still make them. ABS Motorsport make them,
No,
but I don't know how you go about registering them. Obviously, the Mini Phoenix is actually, they were made back in the day as a kit. So same with the Mini Midas, the Mini Minus and stuff like that. But I'm not too sure about having a newer Mini. I'm pretty sure if you buy a new shell and you have to build it out of new parts, I think you have to register it as a new car, but I could be completely wrong.
Well, there are, yeah. I'm not too the specifics of it, but sorry, I've got Oreo donut everywhere. But yeah, you if you can prove that every single part was new, you can actually class
Yeah, I
it
think
as
you can get a new reg, can't you?
you can do a new reg. But I don't know what the problem. There's a lot of like stricter emissions laws now, and there's a high standard test to go through, and not many cars can actually pit cars can actually do it because the AC Cobras, they have the problems with the emissions, don't they?
Yeah.
And having to meet, obviously we're the dealers featured that, but
Yeah.
I imagine it's possible if you've got time and
Is
money.
it similar to a Domino? Can't even pronounce that properly. Yes, it is very similar. Same bottom line, the bodywork and stuff. It's
Domino?
yeah, the wheel arches. I guess you could liken it to that. 998 turbo is on the way, and that's cool. Look forward to seeing that. Do you know how the seats are mounted in that? I personally don't, but if Matt was to put in the chat, he might be able to tell you. Yes, William Murphy's made a good point. Probably Q plates. A lot of the kit cars are all on Q plates, unless it was registered obviously back in the day. What else have we got? Yeah, so if you ever go to a show in the Manchester Minis, you'll be able to see the Mini Phoenix on there. So it's definitely a car worth seeing. I think they actually have two in the club. They've got a red one, but I don't think it's been on the show scene for a little while. So this is a Mini that we actually had a chat about last week, wasn't it, this one?
Yeah, we got a little bit excited about this, didn't we? I think last week.
Yeah, so it's got two big tanks on the back of it, and it's all been custom built. The name has escaped me, so I do apologise.
Yeah,
but he was in the chat last week, and he's completely hand built it himself. So I'm not sure of it. The roof line looks like it's a mini estate, but I think he's just extended the roof or chopped the roof, and then I can't work out what he's done. There must be some steel on the side. It'd be definitely one to see. I think it'd be worthwhile seeing in the flesh because it's definitely a custom car.
Yeah, he sent another picture as well, with the two tanks on the back.
Yeah, I believe his name's Steve, but yeah, don't quote me on that.
He was talking about using the tanks for fuel tanks, wasn't he?
Yeah, so it's got two big tanks mounted on the back. And yeah, some quite cool custom touches. And at the end of the day, we've just seen in this chat, the whole point of a car is to personalise it, to make it yours, and to enjoy it. So yeah, we were quite excited when we heard about that last week, and it sort of kicked off the theme for this week, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. When we was talking about that, he put out quite big. So it's a nice car. The Cadbury's purple. It's a shame you couldn't incorporate some sort of chocolate into the tanks. Maybe you could do like a chocolate fountain at the shows.
See, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
make some money back. Right, I think I believe Rust Buckets Mini. I believe. I think Mark can confirm when it comes up.
Oh yes, so known as Rust Bucket on Instagram, he's set a page up to his restoration. Yeah, first car, first restoration, and personally, this is an era of Mini I love. This sort of into the Mark IVs, and yeah, I really enjoy this sort of year. Mark III, Mark IV is probably my favourite all-time years and shapes of Mini. So hence the flavour with the budget clubman and that sort of style. It's going back to an earlier look. but yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this project take shape. So you've also been messaging me on Instagram as well. Questions, fire away. I'm happy to help. And yeah, I'll be definitely a nice mini to see back on the road.
Yeah, it's got
It looks a
some.
little bit like Eevee
It does, yeah.
with a black grill.
It's a little bit older than Eve, but it's nice to see a white Mini that doesn't look too awful. Obviously, because
Yeah,
you do notice the rust and, but
the lighter
actually
colours.
the lighter colours do. But actually, there's not, it's not doesn't look too bad. So hopefully the underneath is all right. But I think that's
Yeah,
a good project that wouldn't take too much work to get back on the road. So definitely look forward to
yeah.
seeing that one being saved. Going back to our,
You can put beer in those.
yeah,
Yeah, you can sometimes find.
I was about to say with the
Just re-
beer. I think the tanks and the beer would be brilliant, but there's quite a few people that have kind of done similar things in the back of estates, and or they had the mini bar where you open the roof and they have a have a barrel in there as well. But yeah, I think yeah, two kegs on the back, it will certainly sell them for quite a bit of money, I'd
yeah.
say. But I suppose you have to be licensed and everything, and it's just a big fat, but um, something to do.
So Matt's explained the Mini Phoenix a little bit more about registering one. So that's quite helpful. Thank you for that, buddy. Rust Bucket is going to restore to factory fresh. Yeah, so I think personally, if I was to have that car, a few period mods, but I'd leave it as it is, original look, and yeah, I think that era of Mini shouldn't be heavily modified. I think it just looks nice as it is. Personally, if anyone's seen my clubby estate, I'd leave it. I'd do the necessary body work and run it around because I just think that looks ace how it is. But it looks like, looking at the photo, is that headlight a bit wobbly in that wing, or is it?
It's attached with glue. No,
Yeah.
um, do you know
But yeah, really, really nice year of Mini though. I like it.
that's no worse than what Eve is, and Eve's just been sanded, filled, and hidden. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I
There's,
think
there's a few people agreeing with the patina look.
hmm,
So if any of you have seen a Clubman, yeah, it's never been restored. It's had necessary work to keep it on the road, but I love how it looks, and that's another candidate if I owned that car. So unfortunately, anyone's watching this, I wouldn't restore it. I would probably get the underside absolutely mint, nice engine, and leave it as it is. But it's what you like, and a restored version of that is a very valuable car these days. So
most of the car is holding together with rust and filler at the moment. Well, aren't they all?
yeah, so maybe it does need a restoration then.
And
So
it
yeah,
is going to go back to factory fresh apparently, so
it'll look beautiful. Yeah.
it will look good when it's
So
done.
it should have the centre clock, I think. I'm pretty sure that era of Mini is 78, is it? 1978? Yeah, I would have thought it would have centre clock and like the lower seats and just a really cool period bits. Yeah,
Right.
I really like that. The nice
No,
Leyland
it's
logo
not.
as well.
Yeah, the Leyland logo is it looks really original, and please keep. There's not many white minis out there. You don't see a lot of white. When people
No,
restore, they quite often
colour change.
color change, and it's why I want Eve to stay in the factory white diamond too. You just like I think at the London Brighton last year I saw one other white diamond 2 car. And there's not many white minis out there. Most people will personalise it, like we said earlier, and they'll change the colour, but and obviously
Yeah,
white does show the dirt and it shows the rust. So don't blame people
yeah.
for changing it, but that's the way. All right, let's
So
roll.
Simon Webster said, "I'm all for a synthetically restored car." Now that is sort of how the budget clubman's going to be. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be a show car, but it would be on the road and it would be another one saved. And that is kind of what I want to go with it. For
Yeah,
me, concourse cars, I wouldn't bother owning one. They're not for me. What's the point in having a car you can't drive realistically? You got to clean the brake pipes every time you go out, and no, it's not for me that. And then full hats off to people that do it because they're beautiful, they're absolute works of art, and the sheer amount of work that goes into them is mad. But I prefer to do subtle mods or collect rare parts and put it on and go that route really. But it's again, personalize your car, do what you want with it. I
well,
think my Mini was bronze yellow originally. Looks like mustard. Yes, bronze yellow is sort of a mustardy colour. And hopefully, if my supplies turn up, it should be done. So this Mini again was sent to me on Instagram, and I believe it said it's his old Mini. So I don't know if he sold it. And it's got quite a fruity engine in it. I think he said it's a 1340 or 1380. But it's quite a late L reg. That's not far off your year, is it, James? Of Eve. So were you LM?
Yeah,
So it's
man.
quite a late one.
Probably one of the last of the carbs, maybe before its injection.
Yeah, I believe that'd still be on a carburetor. That it's nice, the little sports back touches and stuff on it. It looks like a really nice little car. Is it Tahiti blue? I don't know if the owner's in watching this, but yeah, it looks like a Tahiti blue, like a late Cooper colour, doesn't
It
it?
does, yeah.
Or it could be a mini Tahiti on an L reg. It could actually be a mini Tahiti, the limited edition. Andy Whitehall, can't wait to see the Budget Club in full colour. Me neither. Believe you me, I would love to see it in. I think it's going to be a bit of sunglasses. This one is a viewer from over in the United States. So he sent me this video, this picture, and a bit of information on the car, which I'll pull up in a second. But this started the conversation last week, if you remember, James, about importing cars,
Yes.
stuff like that. So this is the chap that sort of ironed out a few things for us. So the year on the side of it is actually the year that the number, sorry, on the side is the year of the car. So it's a 1981 car, I believe, but it's got some really cool, tasteful mods on it, and yeah, I quite like it. I think it's got the same wheels as Evie on it.
Yeah, he's got the Revolutions, isn't he? They look like 12s. No back center caps, and he looks like he's molded the arches into the. Well, I can't tell. There's a good color match. I can't tell if they're bolted on or if they're molded in, but they're. Yeah, it looks quite nice.
Yeah, I find his details now because yeah. So this is a 1981 Mini, so I was right. Imported to the USA back in 2019 from Hull in England. Um, it took a boat ride from Southampton to Charleston, South Carolina. It took 4 weeks. So yeah, quite an interesting. I mean, he's definitely it's gone across the pond, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
it's
It's good to see that minis are going over the pond, and I think it's nice to see genuine minis going over because this is what came up last week with any sort of mini that was out there. They were re-shelled or re-badged or
yeah,
re-ID'd as a 60s car, but you actually know this is a 90s car. But to get over their 25-year safety emissions rule law, where they crush all the minis if they're under 25 years when they get to the docks, no questions asked sort
yeah,
of thing. So then a lot of them were put on false identity to get them over, and then but then there's a lot out there, a lot of American shows that have actually featured cars, and you're like, well, that's not an early Cooper S60s car, that's something that was built by
yeah.
Rover in the 90s.
Uh, Paul Jeffries has just tuned in. Hi, Paul. Um, so it sounds like that little Mark IV Mini in the previous slide. That does need a few panels, but it's really not that bad looking at that description. You'll nail it, mate. Don't worry. You'll get that done.
Classic mini garages here. Hi them. Apparently you've seen a video on the cars very clean.
Lots of minis here in Seattle. That's ace. Hello.
Yep, we had North Carolina last week. We've got Seattle this
Yeah.
week.
Thank you for tuning in from all the way over there.
Yeah.
So again, I asked the last American viewer, what time is it over there?
I'm going to go with, I don't know, 1 o'clock? No, half one. It can't
I'm
be
going to say
1 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Well, it's going to be, it's still going to be half past something, isn't it? But half past one, half past two, probably. There you go. They're having their lunch. Probably good. Clubman's had two dar. I think
Yeah.
one has been special. 2:33. Oh, half two. There you go.
I guess I was a bit closer then. My father worked on a mini replacement shell before they stopped building them. 11:30 in the morning time. Time for a beer. Yeah, it's never too early, is it? I guess. So
Oh.
the next mini. This is a guy called Bradley. Again, sent. Well, not a mini. Sorry.
I'm gonna say
Next
it
car.
doesn't. This is so. This
It's
is.
an MR2.
I'm gonna say it's an
Honestly,
MR2.
there's not that much rum in this drink. So this is an MR2, and I believe it's quite a rare one. Again, I don't think there's many of them in the UK. And he also owns a classic mini as well. So I will dig up the information on this. But I personally don't know many things about Japanese cars. Don't know many things about MR2s at all. But this is a 1996 MR2 10th anniversary, only 250 made.
Oh,
This
wow.
is this is number 15, and there's 140k on the clock. Still feels quick and tight. The color is it Luke the Crane? I can't even pronounce that. But it's a silver and sparkles, so it's got quite a heavy metal flake by the sounds of it in the paint. Sounds like a great summer's car to me. So can't see in the picture. Has it got like a T-top on it? I'm not sure. But
Don't
yeah,
think it.
again,
It's a hard picture to tell, but I don't think it does. Well, it might have. It was the limited edition one, but it's good to see it looking so original.
yeah, Sam's right. Mighty Car Mods have got an MR2 on the go. I have seen that. Shoot. I was drinking Corona yesterday. Stay. Oh dear, Corona joke. Maybe we cap that off there. Oops, I can't spell that. Too much home brewed cider. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, homebrew's gonna have a few percent in it, isn't it? Um,
Tom Shoerock. Who's that?
All right, we've got another me coming our way.
So the next car, what's it going to be? So this is Mayfair 1340 on Instagram. This is a Japanese imported Mini, and as you can see, it's not standard. It's had loads of cool mods done by Japan, and I actually quite like this car. I've actually had the honor to see this in the flesh. I think there's a photograph of my sidewalk next to it somewhere. But yeah, a really cool sorted Mini with aircon, everything, and quite a decent engine. So
Aircon is the dream. Like, I can't wait.
uh,
I can't wait to have a classic car with aircon.
yeah, I think it's definitely a good mix. Personally, I wouldn't want to work on one though.
Yeah. I
So it's
sorry,
a similar year to Evie. It's a 95 Jap Mini Mayfair with a 1340 engine, uh,
so that is
Amiga pistons, and it's got CAD brakes as well.
that is an Eve, but Eve is standard. This is not quite standard.
He had the eight. Oh, there you go. Lewis is now tuned in. This is his little Mini, and he had the AC on today. It blows lovely and cold.
Nice day to have it on.
Would love a happy style. A happy style.
Happy meal, happy
Happy
style.
style with aircon. Yeah, it's a
Jack,
really nice little retro touch Mini. This.
yeah, it's I don't know. All that effort for Japan's to be exported with aircon on. Why wasn't it offered to UK
It should have been
ones?
a UK option,
It should
shouldn't
have been
it?
an option. They must have manufactured the kit to export them, but
Yeah.
did, uh, but then I guess the cost of it was no one was going to buy it when when Rover was selling minis for 4 or 5 grand in the 90s. It was the cost of adding aircon probably would have been quite expensive, and
Yeah.
it was supposed to be a car that went to the shop and back. It wasn't a car that was going to be driven on the motorway much, but
Mm.
it's
I
never
nearly
fun
bought a
for
Mini
UK.
Tartan. Yes, I believe that's a little bit like the Mini Sidewalk inside, slightly different colour interior. I actually really like them. British Racing Green, I think they come in. It's one of the colours, and yeah, they're really, really nice. There's a few in the UK. There's actually a few attached to the Sidewalk Owners Club on Facebook if you're interested. Obviously, sharing the interiors and stuff like that. I think he owns a Sidewalk and a Mini Tartan.
Not hot
It's
enough in
never
the
hot
UK.
enough in the
Yeah,
UK. I don't know. I still have
I'll,
it.
I'll still have it. Yeah, like anything above 20, 21, 22, and I'm like, right, aircon's on. It's
Matt P did end up with a Sidewalk. He's got a lovely Mini Sidewalk as well. Any tips for someone about a belly flop
about
into
to
full
belly
knee
flop
restoration?
into a full. Well, don't belly flop
uh,
into the car would be the first shout. Might
I
put
would say, I would personally
might
say,
give
yeah,
yourself
don't
some more
belly flop
work.
into the car. It could be painful.
Yeah,
Um, budget, I would double it. I'm actually doing one on a budget, and it's quite hard finding the parts. I'm not going to lie, it's very difficult. Having contacts definitely helps, but at the same time, yeah, you've got to hunt it down. But why I wanted to do the budget, because I enjoy tracking down parts and things like that. So assess the rust, I'd say, is definitely the first point, and work out what you want early on into the build. I think is the most important bit as well. I mean, full restoration into an original car, a modified car, can make you go very different directions and different financial implications as well. Yeah, I guess assess it and go from there. But main tips are shop around for your parts.
Shop around, it'll save you a few quid here and there, and you can invest it more into the car. Take your time.
Yeah.
There's no rush for it, especially this year. There's no rush for it. There's no shows you're gonna be able to go for. So, but I think that just don't give up. If you start cutting things away and you see more, just keep going until you know exactly what you've got to do. Because a lot of projects end up getting abandoned because they start digging into it. But
Yeah.
keep on it, keep looking, and I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
get there.
Lewis, going back to Lewis's Mini on here, yeah, he's got a black Mini, so it definitely got hot inside there.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Yeah, it sounds like Tom said the same thing about the budget. At the end of the day, like, Tom's building a heavily modified car, so that's going to cost a lot of money. But if he was to store that Clubman again to an original state, it would still cost a lot of money. So it really depends what you want to do and how much of it you're doing it yourself. If you get a sound shell and engine, there's no paint. Yeah. And yeah, like Williams just said as well, just embrace it, enjoy it, and you'll learn new skills.
One thing I'm going to say before I go on to next video, I really appreciate the photography in this photo. I want to find some roads like that where we can get some photos of our cars done.
Yeah.
Which is going to be
yeah.
I'm going to be on the hunt for that when, especially when MJ is back down south and we can get a nice little review going. All right. Oh, there's another picture. I didn't realise. Sorry, I should have skipped over to that one as well. Of the, is it Lewis's Mini? Did you say?
Yeah, it's Lewis's Mini.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, so I think, like I said, I've got pictures of my car with his, and he's taken some really nice photos at some shows that we've been to locally around our way, and it is just a really nice Mini. He's very good with a camera. What else have we got?
Oh, is this an interior?
Come visit me and I do photos. So there you go. Maybe we should get MJ MOT and we'll come up and do some photos.
That'd be quite cool. I should have. We were talking about aircon. I should have switched straight to this photo. That is the dream.
There you go. So
it's just so cool to see the aircon vents there, and it.
Yeah.
It's it should have been an optional extra for UK Minis. There probably would have been a lot more around.
And the budget can definitely run away with you. You do need to make those decisions at the beginning, modified or standard, what you want, and set yourself a budget really. Because if you go under it or stay under it, it's you got to just set it. Yeah. So this is the engine bay of Lewis's car as well, and you can see all the extra pipe work for the the aircon in there as well.
So Matt P's asking if the compressor's noisy. I have seen one run, but a Taffety A series engine with a Maniflow and RC40 or whatever you got.
Yeah, I
don't think you're gonna hear it, to be honest.
Finally got the money to build my garage and fix a Mini up in COVID, and my wife's made redundant, so on a budget once again. Sorry to hear that, Andy. That is an absolute shame. But cling on to that dream, and honestly, you'll get there. You really will get there. Do you lose power? I'm not sure. Again, I've never driven one with AC, so I'm not sure. And maybe Lewis can answer that. I think you're doing a project for the first time. Yeah, definitely. I agree with what Tony's just said. If you're doing a project for the first time, that is exactly what you should do. Just get a Mini because they're really good to learn on. So, Land Rover 90, 1990 Land Rover 90. There is a video to this, again, on the channel, where I take it out for a bit of a drive and a bit of a spin. This is actually owned by my stepdad, and it actually looks a lot different from this photo that was taken, because it's got a lot of bits on the roof now, extra lights, quite a few odd mods and everything. He keeps upgrading it. He loves his gadgets and tech, so this car won't stay looking like this. It is coming back to the channel. We actually had a green laning session in Wales booked, but obviously COVID-19's put stop to that. So It's gone in for a big gearbox overhaul, and all the transfer boxes all redone as well. So it should be a really nice vehicle to drive when it's done. But is there any other Land Rover fans tuning in? Does anyone? I know a few people own Minis and Land Rovers. They kind of go hand in hand quite well together. It's a good towing rig.
Yeah. I'm going to say that you're going to see more of the Land Rover on the channel, and I think we're going to get some slightly better audio with the Land Rover because it's quite noisy inside that cab.
It is very rattly.
Very rattly. It is just sheet metal and rivets and bolts that vibrate a lot. But I think the green lane and the off-road stuff, there's going to be some great footage of it in action and actually being used for what it's built for, which will be great.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very, very capable vehicle. And personally, my best year of Land Rover is the Series 3. I like that sort of mid to late 70s Series 3. I really like that shape. You can get some really lovely colours. And they actually do the same colour as my van, which would be quite cool one day. Do. And you would have one if the money was there. Yeah, definitely. I would probably have one as well. Tony wants a tug of war with his Pathfinder. That'd be an interesting thing, actually. My best mate's a Land Rover bloke. He loves it. It's rough as hell, but great for getting bike. Yeah, definitely. I don't think Land Rover should be mint again. I think they should be a bit rough and ready. But yeah, this one's definitely, I'd say it's his baby, and yeah, whatever it needs, it gets. Definitely, it's definitely like us lot of the Minis. It's part of the family. We have a few TD5s. Yes, TD5s drive so good as well, Will. They drive. They really are talky engine. He won't clean it. No, it should be dirty. It's a Land Rover. So yeah, I will try and bring this to the channel. Maybe me and James can get together when we see each other, and maybe take it out for a quick spin. So my stepdad doesn't mind giving me the keys to it, and he knows we're going to be sensible with it. And at the end of the day, you couldn't get into trouble with it. It's such a good vehicle. You can send us a picture, and we will try and do this again. Instagram, Facebook, or simpsonsclassics@outlook.com.
There is a couple more, but I need to make a little change.
No, I don't believe they should be mint. Will, that's a good shout. For me, I don't like really shiny, perfect, absolutely, eat your dinner off cars because I wouldn't want to use them. But it should be in a museum and they're that clean. But I completely respect people that do them because they've enjoyed it in a different way. I enjoy a tatty car, they enjoy a shiny car. We all like the same thing. Be different, wouldn't it? A clean Land Rover is a Chelsea tractor. Yes, very true.
Sorry, I'm probably gonna have blinded everyone with the Midas.
Far better than a Hummer. What's going on here?
I was just wondering if we can get the extra. There was a couple of.
We got the Midas back.
And that's typical, isn't it? It doesn't want to scroll on. There was a few more cars that we added last minute, but it didn't update in time. So I will try my best to get those back. But for some
Life would be boring if we all like the same thing. That is completely my thoughts on it, Chris. I'd buy one, but nowhere to store it. I guess it depends where you live, doesn't it? At the end of the day, I used to use mine daily, so it's only because I do a lot of motorway mileage. I don't now. Love the wheels on the Midas and the yellow tints. Yes, I believe the yellow tints are quite a rare item, and I believe the headlights are actually off a Triumph.
Yeah, I have heard that. I think I heard that from your video, actually, Mark.
Have you been to any Blackpool car shows? No, I personally haven't been that way, so I guess it could be something on the list one day. I knew Matt would pipe back up again when we put the fiberglass car back on there. No, it is a very cool car, the Midas is, and I personally, for me, it's the family history that car has. It's awesome. So we are working on getting some other cars up.
I've managed to break it. This is it was going so well. I'll keep switching between the things, but why can't?
Oh, John Ryan, hi, Mark and James. Can't do this internet thing or dinosaur. That's how I fuel pump. Just change the fuel pump on Phil King Rocky. Just waiting for the right union size. Stay safe. Hey, so Rocky is the Mini that me and my brother did Le Mans in. So then the owner of Rocky is now tuned in. So it's nice to hear from you, John. I'm glad you're staying well, and it sounds like you're doing some cool upgrades.
I managed to get it to cycle through, so I think we just had Colonel Mustard there.
Yeah. So this is Colonel Mustard, owned by a friend of mine, Wills, next to our 72 estate. Oh, they're going quite quick.
Yeah.
This is Billy that we've just been talking about.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna slow that right down. Hopefully that does what I want it to do.
We're back going again.
No, that was 60 milliseconds. So, right, we'll see what happens now.
So yeah, this is the Colonel Mustard. Again, there is some. What's going on? Pictures keep moving.
Oh god, no! Sorry, I keep clicking the wrong buttons. I've obviously been drinking too much tonight. I can't slow this down. This is. I'm trying to.
Have either of you ever crawled into a Mini Marcos? No, I haven't even sat in the Midas, not properly. So I believe they're quite a tight fit. So
they're after you, Mark.
Having fun yet, James?
I was having lots of fun until this stopped working.
Plenty of airtime, that Midas. Yes, slight technical difficulty. Yeah. So this is Tony's Mini City. Doesn't actually look like this anymore. He's actually changed the appearance of it quite a bit, but it is a very cool little car, and he's owned it for a long, long time.
I'm just gonna let it cycle through because I ain't got time to figure this out yet. So
yeah, we'll talk about them as they come up.
Do like the spotlights. I say I do. They look like they take up a lot of the front of the grille, but
they are cool. And it used to have a fish called Nemo.
You probably will see some cars that we've already seen. Oh, then we got the Mustang. We've got the Mustang V8 engine there. That's looking nice now. That's going to be quite cool. And obviously we're going to cycle through and see what we've seen.
So this is a 302 V8 in a 68 Ford Mustang. So yeah, pretty cool car. And we've got the Juice Mini again.
This is going so well.
The DGSE's tuned in. No worries, mate. Don't be sorry. We're now just having a big slideshow on cars, so join in.
Yeah, join in. Have a look. Have a look at what you missed. I guess that does give everyone an opportunity to see what they missed earlier. Yeah. And I think we will definitely be doing viewers' cars again in the future. I think a lot of people are quite interested in seeing everything. And
hey, Mr. Dave Jag. Hope you're doing well over there. I would love to have Dave Jag's workshop right now. Well, there won't be a minivan in the slideshow. No, there's not actually, mate. I'm really sorry, there's not actually a minivan in the slideshow. Oh, where is the Mustang, Natalie?
Yeah, Natalie's watching. The family are watching. That's great. The Mustang is coming.
We're on a slideshow now, Natalie, so it will appear.
There were some technical difficulties, and the Mustang did not appear. So, but it should come up towards the end of all our photos.
Oh, I've just had a new listing of Volvo Amazon on eBay, everyone. Shall I get it?
Good old eBay
alerts. Project cars would be good to see. Yes, so maybe we can do that in the future. That'd be a good one.
send us how your projects are going. Don't have to be complete cars. It could be in 1,000 bits.
Yeah.
For all we know.
And again, doesn't have to be minis. It can be absolutely anything.
If all being well, the Mustang might be coming up right now.
Yeah. Hold on, Natalie. The Mustang is coming.
Yeah, there's the Mustang. It's here.
I can't see it yet.
Well, there's a few seconds delay. Got the Mustang at Goodwoods.
So here is the 68 Mustang. Again, we're going to get this on the channel very soon. We tried to do it not long ago, but then ran out of time, basically. But this is a truly awesome car. And James, you've seen this as well. You've actually been in it as well.
Yeah,
haven't
I've
you,
been in
James?
it. Yeah, it's such a weird car to be in. It's massive. It's wide. It doesn't fit on UK roads. It doesn't go around corners.
It's cool as hell.
It's cool as hell. Yeah.
And these are the new wheels that it's going to have very, very soon. So it's going to look a bit different.
But there's some.
I think these photos are actually at Goodwood, if I remember correctly,
Yeah,
when we went out for a winter drive.
But yeah, you don't really see many original Mustangs in the UK, and you know it's a V8 Mustang when you hear it coming down the road.
Oh yeah,
it
the
sounds,
sound of it is phenomenal.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, I hear the oh, that's a photo at Brooklands, I believe, New Year's Day show. But yeah, I think quite a lot of actually a complete shame that there's no Brooklands mini show this year because the actual museum's very, very good.
I was looking forward to that. That would have been. It's a good opportunity to get some good photos there,
and this is the Colonel Mustard again that we started to talk about. So this is an absolute one-off Clubman and a dream car for Will that owns it.
Yeah, Colonel Mustard. He got it just about in time, ready for IMM 2019.
Yeah.
Drove it all down.
Yeah,
It was great. It was.
I think he was still finishing it as we were driving.
Yeah. Sounds like Will.
Yeah. It was an absolute honour to be a part of that. So this is the engine out of the Mustang. It's a 302 Windsor V8.
Get ready for the minus again. Yeah, you're going to see everyone's had a lot of airtime tonight. But we did manage to talk about quite a lot of the cars before I...
Yeah. So as the cars are just rotating, guys, just chat away. But again, we've got the Juice Mini up now.
Good night, William.
See ya. And the Mini Phoenix again. So yeah, again, I think any cars that anyone's really interested in, we'll try and do an actual feature maybe on the channel one day, do a proper video of it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That'd be quite a laugh.
That's definitely going to be a thing. I think.
How long do you think the average restoration will take? Time and money, I think, are the big T factors in that. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. The Clubman so far, I bought it. Well, I actually bought it a good few months before I collected it. Well, I'm at, let me just look at my board, over 140 hours now. So I log all my hours that I'm working on it. And I've owned it about 8 months now. So they're all different. Classic Mini Garage, no, I don't think it's included in with this when we did it. Sorry if we've missed anyone. I did try and get everyone together as quickly as we possibly could.
Don't worry, there'll be more live streams and more chances for us to go for it. Just drop us a message on Instagram or email us.
Romford Guy, nice to hear from you again, and thank you for tuning in. Have a good evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, if anyone wants to email in a whole bunch of photos of how, like, from restorations to finished cars, and they want to get a bit more feature, and we could chat about it live and give a bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
Give a bit more airtime for everyone. I think today was a bit of a one-off, having a look at what we can do and just getting a load of cars together. But I'm sure there'll be loads to come. And then I think. Romford Guy, he's off to go to bed. Well, maybe not, but
I've seen a few bits. Yeah, we've seen the Midas quite a bit tonight. I wonder if we can do an IMM. I wonder if we can do IMM via YouTube this year. That is a good idea. So James has actually done the first of the virtual shows, haven't you? So you put together a load of clips of Brooklands.
Yeah.
That seems to go down pretty well. So we're planning on doing a few more, aren't we?
Well, that's actually a great idea. We could we could actually
You could do a
hire
virtual
a
IMN.
virtual event. If people, maybe that's something we need to advertise on Instagram and
Yeah.
stuff. We will get if people can send us uh, footage that they don't mind us using, providing it's copyright free. We don't not going to get any issues there,
Yeah.
or photos of the event, mainly photos probably. And probably it's probably too windy to get any decent footage and stuff of last year's IMM. But if there's any IMM throughout the years, pictures, photos, send them our way, and
Yeah.
we'll put something
Here it is.
together.
See you later, Chris. Yeah, don't stay in the bath too long. Stay safe, mate. Yeah, so Andy's up for that. I think, yeah, I'll put a post out on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see if we can get some pictures together and some footage. That'd be quite cool. That I'm
Yeah.
quite up for doing that. Classic Mini DIY. Hello, Cole. How are you?
Oh, another one from the Americas.
Yeah.
That's probably the wrong way of saying it. North America.
So Cole, how's your supercharger going? I've not caught up on all your videos yet. I've watched. I think I'm 2 behind. Thanks for tuning in, mate. What have you been up to today? Have you been in that garage, or are you having to work?
He's been doing some wild stuff. America.
How's the world I mean going? America.
Oh, I just want to go full Cletus McFarlane now and do it for Dale. Get a Dale truck. That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? I don't think there's probably.
Oh, classic mini pickup Dale truck
That would be brilliant.
with a V8.
With a V8, yeah.
Let's do it. We
And
can
then-
make a pickup out of a saloon.
And then put a turbo on it because that's what they.
Yeah,
that's what they'll want.
Oh my god! I think we've just found our new project.
Yeah, no. Oh,
Doesn't have to be road legal.
No, it doesn't. No.
I think we should do it. You can buy all the pickups to make the panels to make a pickup. We can do it. Someone's asked how long's the restoration. My purple clubman. There's Kevin. I knew it. I thought it'd be Steve or Kevin. I couldn't remember. Yes. So this is taking 10 years. Not quite enough.
10 years.
Sounds like Cole's definitely been cracking on with his mini. Got oil pressure and always time to run it in. That's a really good, exciting time. Oh, it's ace. It's really nice to see some people coming back as well to the chat. So
Yeah, it's great. It's still
next week we'll have a different topic, I think.
Yeah.
Either project cars maybe, or dream builds,
Yeah,
or
yeah, exactly. We'll have a different topic. I think if people can send us projects, restorations, videos, footage, stuff that we can use,
yeah,
we'll happily feature it if we can.
definitely, yeah.
And I was thinking about introducing some sort of news roundup, anything car related in the last sort of couple of weeks. Obviously, at the moment with Corona around, don't know. Car industry is going to be interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of.
Yeah, definitely. In what order operation when putting minis, when putting all of the parts back together onto mini, where do you start and where do you end? So if you've got a painted shell and you're building it back up again, I would start fuel and brake lines, battery cable, subframes.
Yeah.
Build them up first or build them in the car, I guess. It's up to you which way you want to do that. It's quite heavy to lift when they're all built up. But yeah, I would go fuel lines, brake lines, put your subframes in, get the car rolling, and then it's really up to you. I would then go headlining and glass, get all the weight in the car, and then do all your electrics, really.
Yeah.
Yes, Paul, I've seen people do the air pickups as well. Hiya, Keith, Classic Mini Workshop. How are you doing, buddy? Project Sprout is looking awesome.
I'm pushing for another scrappage scheme. Oh, I still never forget.
Oh no, not again.
I'll never forget the photo of.
They won't take my clubman alive.
Although I think there was a successful campaign to pull a lot of old Triumphs, Rovers, all classic cars and stuff out of
Yeah.
I think they agreed that they could be salvaged for parts. They couldn't go back on the road because they'd been scrapped, but rather than being crushed
They
into
could
a
be
cube, they
salvaged,
could be
yeah.
salvaged. So, um,
Yeah, because I think when they did a big aerial photo of the big airfield where the
well,
cars, I counted 4 mini sidewalks.
yeah, I know a lot.
Minis destroyed
I
and our
know,
scrappage scheme was
yeah,
crippled.
I know a
Yes.
lot did get destroyed, but there was a big campaign to get some back, and I think they did manage to get some back, but not obviously all. But yeah, that's it. The
Mm.
government,
If,
they don't want petrol cars on the road anymore, classic or new. It will all be electric one day. So,
yeah.
um,
Or electric
or
classics.
electric classics, yeah. Then
Wink, wink.
yeah, um, that's they're starting to come up. A few people starting to do their mini conversions. A few kits coming around
Yeah, I've
now.
seen a Triumph as well on Instagram. I saw an electric Triumph Stag. Now, that's a V8 swap into an electric. I don't know if I could do that. um, I'm hoping to do a mini saloon into a pickup at the end of the year. I have most of the panels. I'll be interested to see that, Tony. I watched your channel. I really enjoy your channel. So, yeah. Um, Friday Night Garage Night, if anyone doesn't know Tony's channel, it's really, really good. Really worth watching.
Yeah, Swindon Powertrain. I think that was the one carb that featured on his channel,
Yeah.
wasn't it? And they look like they're going to do it as a kit, or I think they are. Oh God, starts at 79k. I'm pretty sure they are doing it as a kit though. You can buy it as a kit rather than them do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully not as much as that. 79k, no thank you. I think for 79k you might as well go buy a Tesla. If you really wanted an electric car, go have fun in the Tesla and then
Yeah.
have your petrol fuel guzzler for the weekend.
Yeah. Prices start at £79,000. I couldn't do that. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
know.
I
That's what
couldn't
I'm
do
saying. I wouldn't,
it.
not to have an electric mini.
Yeah. 100 kilowatt motor. Wow, that's I get that. I do get it. I get why people are doing it. I really, really do. And I'm quite interested in how it all works. But the prices need to come down for people to do it. Or do it yourself and work out a bit cheaper.
It will get there eventually. Like the battery technology is getting
Yeah.
there at last. So um, there's
Benji Ben just built a mini, came in around 10k. Is that an electric mini? Are we on that topic, or is that just generally a mini? 79k includes sourcing the shell. So where does shell? Is it? How much are they putting into the shell? 20k. Be interesting to know how they wrote down the prices.
300 kilowatt motor, but it's mental. In a mini, you don't need that in a mini. Sourcing the shell for 79k. I want a heritage shell included in that. Like, why?
Ah, I bet the sound of a V8 is saving the planet, but it's doing 500 miles a year up better times.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree. Now on the stream now that's flipping around, obviously the V8 Mustang, it's something else. The sound of that. It's sat in traffic and the whole thing's wobbling. It's just it's just awesome.
you just blip the throttle and the whole car it wants to
Yeah,
roar.
it's,
It wants to gallop. It's literally like
yeah, it's just so cool.
it is cool, and you put your foot down and they don't have a lot of it hasn't got masses of horsepower, but I know it has got the potential to have loads of
Oh yeah,
horsepower,
definitely.
but
Yeah,
it's stock engines are really refined,
yeah.
really not. I think you could say that
Well,
about.
apparently that engine is a good MPG in America.
But imagine at the
Yeah,
moment, like we're paying close to £1 a litre now, which is great for us, but America are probably paying close to 30p a litre. So it's now that the price drop.
yeah.
I remember it cost me $25 to do 300 miles in a Ford Focus, and I'm like 300 miles, $25, about 20 quid, and I'm like couldn't get that in my
No.
Alpha would. That would have been about 50, 60 quid probably. Well, about 50 quid in my Alpha. So
What about a Tesla engine and a Mini? Now, a lot of people do talk about this. To be honest, that'd be absolutely insane.
I don't, I don't. What is the battery pack? That's the problem with the
Yeah,
Teslas.
there's a lot of battery in them.
And if you want the system to work, from what I've heard, it has to be pretty much a direct swap. And even then,
Yeah,
Tesla will probably ban the car from their network, so you will lose a lot of features.
maintenance and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I just don't think you could physically. You could probably park a Mini on top of the pack. You know, it's that it's that big.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for this Tesla to work well, the battery packs are so low down as well. So how would you get them that low on a Mini? You'd be sat on top of the battery packs, basically.
But then I think there's nothing stopping you from probably taking the motor and then powering it yourself.
Mm.
But then you get your DC motor controllers.
Yeah.
It's a lot of effort. You,
I think Z Cars Mini have done one. There was one on display at IMM. I think was front wheel drive electric Mini. $240 a gallon.
so that's an American US gallon in liters is 3.8 liters. Um, so we're looking at 63 cents a litre. So
Matt P's Golf does 20 mpg. What Golf are you driving? I've got an old Volkswagen diesel and it's doing about 55 miles a gallon. Yeah, America. Cheap. Their fuel's definitely cheaper over there, or gasoline. North Carolina for coal. Peter, I know you're tuning in from America now. Do you own any American classic cars as well as your Mini, or do you own just your Mini and a daily car? Personally, a car I'd love to own, and I don't know if we're going to do it in the UK, is a Crown Vic. I really want a Crown Vic.
you would have to
I've
get that
always loved them.
imported.
Every time you see them in a film, it's like it's the Ford Mondeo of America, but I absolutely love them.
And you can pick them up cheaper over there, and they're somewhat well serviced, apparently. Ex-service cars, I'm
Yeah,
guessing they're well serviced. So, um,
yeah. Oh, it's a Mark 5 Golf. It's terrible.
just as
Decent thought.
a
Yeah, see.
just a little side on that 2.4 gallon in the Pacific Northwest, there, it's about 50p a litre. So they're paying about
That's a lot cheaper.
half what we're paying, and we normally pay what £1.20, £1.30 a litre, but because of the corona
Yeah,
and lockdown, it's dropping ever so quickly actually. And that's why I
yeah,
heard the other day that the price of a barrel was actually a negative. It was they were selling it off cheaper to get rid of it because there's too much of it and we're not using it because we're all sitting on our
yeah.
backsides at
See you
home.
later, Matt. Thank you for tuning in, mate.
Yeah,
Catch you soon.
take care, Matt. Have a good one.
He uses the Mini as a daily. Use the Mini as a daily, but have a Focus
As well, I guess. Yeah. Focus ST as well
Fo-
as the Mini.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Focus ST, so that's pretty cool. So we'll have to think of another topic for next week. We've got a few ideas, definitely. I went to car show in town for music. I like the sound of those cars in America like that with side pipes.
No rules. No rules there. Unless you live in California, but there's. It's why do you think all the famous YouTube car channels are all reside pretty much in Florida? One, they got
Yeah,
sun all year round, and they can do, you know, like Cletus was driving his Dale truck down the road to get shopping. You know, it's like on slick tires. Like he did actually get told off, but that was it. They don't. He just gets told off. It doesn't. It's not like a fine or your car gets impounded or you know. In the UK, it would be if it was considered illegal, it'd be taken straight off there and then. You know, and you've got to pay a fortune to get it back.
yes, Matt, I used to use my Sidewalk as a daily as well. I thoroughly enjoy having a classic Mini or a classic car as a daily. I think they're awesome, but purely for me now, it's mileage, and I can't do it to it. It's not right. It would struggle doing the mileage I do now. Would you ever get a vintage car? So by vintage, do you mean like pre-war, something like that?
Like Model T, Model
If
A's, yeah,
yeah,
the old original production cars, I guess.
yeah,
Most of them were hot rod 'em, wouldn't they?
yeah. I personally wouldn't have anything probably British that old. I'd like something American. Like James says, Model A's, old Hudsons, stuff like that. I really like all that sort of era of cars, like the
Rust buckets of Model 8.
sort of yeah, yeah. That's the sort of thing that I would probably go for.
What's the biggest?
What's the biggest forearm any
Firearm.
fire?
I don't know. You probably couldn't get that much in there.
What a question, Matt.
Yeah, we're not the ones to answer that question, to be honest. So.
No MOTs or inspections in Washington State makes it easier to run a classic car. So is there no tests whatsoever, Peter, or is there just less tests?
Do you even get like emissions or they call it smog testing in America, don't they?
Yeah. What was it? One of my colleagues has a 1903 steam car. Now that is very cool. I bet that's something completely different to drive. Well over 100 years old. That's bonkers, isn't it?
No emissions even. Wow.
Right, we're moving to Washington, James. We're going to
Yeah.
Washington.
I mean, Eve will do very well over there. She struggled to get through emissions. Although I saw somewhere the other day that apparently the aftermarket lambda sensors for the injections can cause quite a lot of problems. If you get a proper Bosch one, it actually reduces the emissions quite a lot. And I've
Yeah.
never known that, but I've got an aftermarket one and been running it for years.
Yeah.
But then, don't know. Might not even go back to injection. Who knows?
See you later, Tony. Thank you for tuning in, and catch you next week.
Yeah. See you next week. Take care.
I need to try and find some footage of my car show in Florida. Yeah, I'd be quite interested to see that, Andy. That'd be really quite cool to see.
All cars used
All cars
to
need to
pass
pass
the emissions test, so they stopped doing them. I wish the UK logic could be the same, because 90% of all new cars that go for their MOT after 3 years will pass certain emissions, and most of them will pass for the next 10 years. But
Yeah.
it still has to be done.
I've never driven a car. What's the experience of driving a Mini like? Go-kart is the best way.
Go large go-kart. It's
Yeah.
I think you'll be surprised by how much better it handles in a modern car that you might learn
Yeah.
to drive in.
But get used to having no power steering when parking it.
Yeah.
You get used to it very quickly. Andy, is that the show in? Peter that happened in the UK. Do you think my clubman would pass? My clubman would love it in Washington, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
Amber, yeah.
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 Complete eco car.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I looked into trying to ship a car over to America, drive it across America, and then get it shipped back. But that was it was. I think there's actually more ways to do it now. But when I looked like sort of 5 6 years ago, when I wanted to do a bit of travelling, it would have cost a lot. I think it was like £1,500 just to get the car shipped there. Then obviously double that to get it shipped back, and it takes a month to get the car there. But the problem is when you get it to the States, I wouldn't have been able to have taken Eve anyway because of the 25-year law. I would have lost her if I did do it.
Yeah.
But I still love to do it one day, maybe when money's not so much of a problem. But it's it was registering the car when you got to the States. If you don't have a permanent address in America, it's quite hard. But I think there are companies out there that are willing to basically register the car on your behalf, but you still own it, and then because you could like buy a car in America, they register it for you, you fly over, you drive the car across, and then they'll help you sell it at the end when you're ready to go home. So
Yeah.
all interesting stuff. Would love to do it. Would love to drive across America, especially in a British car. That'd be so cool. Because
Oh, it'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
love America.
That guy did it in a minivan, didn't he? Is it round the world? I can't remember what he did. He did it in a red minivan where he completely bespokely made the minivan and then went all over the world. He literally did the lap of the world in this minivan. It was awesome.
Yeah. I yeah, would love to do it. Just America though. I'm not.
Yeah,
Obviously, I've been across Europe, but in Eve, but I would love to go across America. There's so much to see over there, and the car scene is just
definitely.
so big. I would
Yeah,
love to just do it for the cars,
yeah.
really. But
I mean, I've never been to America, but I think if I went, I'd want to stay.
yeah, I've been to Florida 5 times now, and every time I'm like, I just want to go back. When I come back home, I just want to go back. So I'm sure, but
Yeah.
I've only really seen.
Maybe we'll have to do Simpsons Classics in Florida next year.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Maybe
Go visit the old Freedom Factory.
yeah, maybe there's a show an event and go over to Cletus and Cars, isn't it? That's what he does. That would be quite cool
Yeah,
to go over. Um,
that'd be good for the. That'd be basically. Well, I think that'd be map it around and just visit all those places. I think it'd be good.
25-year rule doesn't apply to cars visiting, only if you register. Oh, okay. Well, I haven't got the
Right.
time and the money anyway, but considering we can't even fly there yet,
No one comes to Washington State.
no one
Why is
comes.
that? 1922 Model T in immaculate condition, £11,000. Now, I wish I had £11,000, but that is very cool, very very cool car. I bet it's black. But you can have any color you want as long as it's black.
Go to Detroit, see if your opinion changes. Yeah, Detroit was once a thriving car manufacturing state, pretty much, wasn't it? It was big for Ford,
Yeah, basically, yeah,
and I've heard it's gone downhill a lot since then. But
yeah.
I don't know.
Hiya, James. Thanks for tuning in,
Yeah, evening.
James. It
Might be
might be
pink.
pink, a pink Model T. Oh, Henry Ford would not be happy. Is the cost of living in Washington State cheaper than California? I imagine it probably would be, wouldn't it, as well? Maybe that's one reason.
Well,
Seth Roberts. God's going nice listening. Thanks, Seth. Thank you for tuning in.
one day I'll go to Seattle. You see, my dad wants to go to Seattle, so
We'll take MJ, Chris.
come to North Carolina and drive my air-conditioned Mini. Well, that sounds like that sounds like a plan. Maybe wouldn't that be cool one day if it's big enough for us to be able to go do a
Yeah.
holiday in America, but
Simpsons Classic Tour of
yeah,
America.
holiday in America, but we'll just get a hire car and we'll just go around seeing people's minis and classic cars and shows and stuff. That'd be cool, but you would need quite a bit of. If you're willing to do a lot of
Money.
mileage, I think it'd be all right. But it's yeah, if time wasn't so much of a problem, which who knows, one day it might not be.
A Hummer might be handy in Detroit. Yeah, I can imagine it probably would be. Doing research. What is the price of a Mini in the States? Yeah, that'd be quite interesting.
Mm.
I think it again probably goes on years and desirability, I guess. But yeah, any of the American viewers could fill that in.
Get a limo and the whole squad can join you.
A mini limo? Are we talking a mini limo or are we
Yeah,
talking a normal limo?
$11,000 from Japan. When did you?
So what's that? Is that about under 10,000 in the UK, is
Oh
it?
yeah, that'd be like 9 grand. So
Yeah.
roughly.
That's a really good price, really. If it's a solid, sorted car, that's really not that bad. Like a Mini Mania website. Okay, yeah, I have been on there quite a few times, so it'd be interesting to go and have a quick look on there again. Yeah, so yeah, Matt's just said 11K is 9,000. So for a Japanese well sorted car, it's a really good price. That
Yeah, you're looking even in the UK, freshly imported Jap spec.
you'd be paying that sort of money, wouldn't
You
you?
9 grand if they're in
Yeah,
good condition. I remember 5 6 years ago when people were importing them, you could buy a Jap import for 4.5 5 grand, um,
yeah.
and they were considered to be rust-free examples, um, and with the aircon and everything. So
I don't know what's getting chatted about now. I've noticed the price
The
of
treehouse
spares
bloke.
gone up.
I mean, that's the guy that he builds like a dream tree houses, like the basically houses in a tree. But I've seen a few episodes. That's the sort of thing Chris and Wendy watch. So
Yes, Andy, I completely agree. The minis are going up in value. Some people have already offered to try and buy the budget clubman off me, and to be honest, if I can hold on to it, I will. And all my cars, I feel like I've got too many, but they are really going up in value, and it's not the fact of keeping it because it's worth more, but you're never going to get it back if you sold it. That's my point.
I need to. I
Uh,
was thinking about my 1275 GT again. I was. I need to get.
when are we going to get it? Let's go get it, James.
Yeah, I
Let's get
know.
it.
I need to get. I need to get my dad to find me the guy's name.
Shall I ask him live now?
Yeah, should we ask him live? He might be watching.
He's commenting away.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
we need to go and find the GT.
Um, I think if we can't get the GT back, maybe try and get Eddie back. Do something special with
Yeah.
Eddie. But we'll see.
Do you see yourself driving a Mini in 50 years? How much do you think they'll be worth then? I do think that's going to be. I think they'll be around. I don't think you can eliminate cars off the road like that. But yeah, I'd like to think I've still got mine if I'm able to drive and got them or handed it down through the family or something. But yeah, I, yeah, I think a lot of people will go the electric route. I think
The
that is definitely the way of the world. It's going to happen.
There'll be
But
a lot of
yeah, I
electric
think they'll be
ones.
around.
It'd be interesting to see because obviously fuel's not going to be around
It's the
forever.
big thing, isn't it?
Um,
Yeah,
Obviously, the more we go to electric, the more fuel there'll be available. So actually, probably in 50 years' time, you could probably still get
yeah,
unleaded
yeah,
95 run petrol. But
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's more ethanol based. They're already talking about increasing ethanol to
Yeah.
10% now, aren't they?
So it might start damaging mini heads and stuff, but other than that,
Yeah, I think there'll be. I think there will, even if it is a lot of ethanol fuels that would be running on in 50 years, mini owners
Hmm.
will pay to convert them, so and change all the hosing and stuff. It would be a project at the end of the day. But
Yeah,
to be able to have an A series engine fire up and it'll still sound just as good. So even if the fuel
yeah,
has changed, um,
yeah, I agree.
but yeah, I um,
Oh,
I
you want the budget clubman and everything? Oh, see, you said this, and you put Dunlop D1s on it, wouldn't you? I wish I had your skills, Mark. It's amazing what you're doing, able to do on the budget clubman. Peter, I promise you, I've not got skills. I'm literally self-taught in my garage. I've learnt a lot off forums and YouTube myself, and I don't think you learn unless you have a go, and that's my general rule of thumb. Go out and have a go. But thank you for those kind words. Massively appreciate it, and I'm glad you're enjoying the Budget Clubman. I often wonder what the future generation will be driving. Yeah, I wonder that because everyone I pretty much know in my friendship circle has had minis or Vauxhall Novas, Ford Fiestas, things like that as first cars. But yeah, I don't know what people will be driving in 50 years' time as a first car.
be something like Tesla Junior. it'd be
Yeah.
it'd be some sort where Tesla still exists in 50 years.
Nissan Bayleaf.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm all for electric cars, but I think I stand by. Yeah, definitely. Electric is a daily driver now. I think anyone who buys a new petrol car today is well. There's still reasons. I think if you do a lot of mileage, there's still reasons for it. But if you've got an old classic
Yeah.
car or an old diesel that you want to use as your project, and then just have an electric daily,
Yeah.
like for me,
I truly believe having a classic car and an electric daily is a good balance. I do get that now. I do get why people do that now. But it's the cost of buying an electric car right now. No one can afford it. They're too expensive.
and I think the biggest thing is leasing the batteries. You have to. I don't think there's a single manufacturer that will sell you a car without leasing the battery. Um,
Yeah.
which I guess it covers you because if it dies, you just get a new one installed. But at the same time, it's yes, it's you're just paying more rent on the battery which you
Yeah.
might be saving on petrol anyway. But if you don't do a lot of mileage, it probably still costs more to run an electric car than it would
No.
um, um, with the electric. And obviously, electricity prices are going up, so and they will go up more with the more electric cars
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
definitely.
The demand for charging is going to be there.
Oh, we're having a Nova chat
Oh,
now.
Nova.
Been Nova taken. I was
No.
going to say it for anyone else did.
I've never really seen many. I was actually when I went on the track day of my Alpha, there was a Nova there, but unfortunately he broke. I don't know if he broke a ball joint or something, but and he couldn't get the parts back in time to get it back on the road. It was a bit of a shame because he only did a couple of laps, but it
Yeah.
flew. He had some mods on it, but they're little lightweight cars and they flew, and you just don't see the look of them anymore. They're so 90s or
Yeah.
are they late 80s, 90s? I can't
I
remember.
think they're early to mid 80s all the way up to the mid 90s
90s.
they made them, I think. About 10, 11 years I think they made them.
Yeah, I was about to say, I have seen where you pull the hazard switch out, turn it upside down,
Yeah.
put it back in and press it and it starts the car. Yeah, that was, I don't know how you could have had an electric fault like that, like
No.
factory design fault, you know, it's,
Russ Bucket suggested nitrogen cars. I think that's definitely something that's being talked about and tested as well, isn't it?
nitrogen or hydrogen?
He said nitrogen. Hydrogen's being tested, isn't it? Nitrogen, I don't think it's
There
yet.
is, it's hydrogen is going. There are some production hydrogen cars, but it's the fuel cell, isn't it? And they're working on trying to extract hydrogen from water. That was the main thing, wasn't it?
Mm.
Which it can be done, but it costs a lot to do, and it's not. I think with anything, and that's why electric cars took so long to come along. It's because the production of it
Yeah.
is so expensive; they'll never be able to sell them. So same with
No.
hydrogen, but I guess that's going to come. It probably will be in the next sort of 10, 15 years. We'll probably see more because then you could just fill up and go. You could
Yeah.
recharge your fuel cell and go out again. You know, even if, or fill up with water. You know, just put the hose in the tank.
Yeah. We already know we can go driving, flying in a DeLorean. Yeah, that'd be fun one day, wouldn't it? Maybe we can go flying in our minis one day.
Maybe
So it sounds like Peter was in the UK originally, so that's quite cool. I'd love to go and experience living in America one day.
switch. First car, an electric car, was in 1859.
Yes, this is true. Yeah, they could go back. There is actually some early 60s electric classic minis as well.
Yeah, I have. Which museum? What
There's one in Bewley, I
is it?
think.
Bewley or Gaydon? I can't remember which one it is,
Oh yeah, Gaydon British Motor Museum. There's one in there. Yeah.
and it was an early prototype, and it still runs today. But
Yeah.
had a, I think with the lead acid batteries charged, I think the range was like 40 miles or something. But
Yeah.
I suppose it worked, didn't
But
it?
it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the motors weren't brushless back then, so you probably every few hundred miles you probably, well, actually I don't know, every few thousand miles you probably be changing those as well. But
Yeah.
Amberley Mu
Convoy to America sounds good. Yeah, that would be a very good good drive. There's one in Amberley Museum apparently.
had a conversation a few guys with BMW employee Munich about, and he was talking about hydrogen testing. Well,
Yeah, I think they'd be doing it, wouldn't they?
I think the people need to pump money into hydrogen. I think it will probably overpower electric. I think in the long run, if you can fill up and go, because that's the one thing that
Yeah.
I know DC charging is pretty quick now, and you know what, a Tesla can charge 60-70% of its battery on the new
Yeah.
superchargers, but you have to go to a supercharger, you have to pay for the supercharger, and it's
Yeah.
you know, if you could just, it's not like petrol garages can offer you that sort of instant refill. Um, but yeah, if hydrogen can be just a on the tap sort of situation, it will obviously
Hmm.
be the best.
So it sounds like we're doing a road trip to America now. Quite a few people are up for that.
You'll talk about coming to the USA. I want to come to the UK to give a revival.
Good Revival is a very, very good show. I've only ever been once. I've itched to go back, but yeah, I must do it. Possibly next year. I definitely want to go back. It's a
I've
good
been
show
offered
that.
tickets in the past, but I think for some reason I couldn't go. But I've
They are expensive, but it's very, very good.
I would love to go. It'll be a great show.
Imagine acceleration electric cars in 50 years' time. I mean, I think you're blinking the. I don't think they can. If they made them any faster, I purely don't think you could drive them on the road. Volvo introducing battery and sync cars.
Imagine crashing into a Volvo
That's
with a LiPo battery in the
yeah.
door. So you crash into it, it just
But in a
suddenly just
tank.
bursts into flames. That would be. They'd have to like double skin it, wouldn't they? And then they
Yeah.
literally would have to build a Volvo like a tank to be able to protect the battery.
Oh dear. You can do anything you want to do, really, couldn't you? Oh. Start off a club package best ever. Volvo is usually shaped a bit like a battery. Yeah, that's very true, Andy. Oh. Well, I think that's probably about all we got time for tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're getting there. It's been great
Yeah.
to see so many of you all back again, and we'll be back next week. I think
Yeah, new topic. We'll post it in the week, and yeah, it'd be nice to see everyone
keep
again.
sending us your cars. We'll chat about those and review those. That'd be quite cool. And
Yeah,
we'll keep bringing. Mark's got some great content coming with more of the Clubman budget coming, and I think
and MJ,
MJ the Cooper is had some more work done, so that would be interesting to see.
hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I think we got up to about 40. We got more viewers than we did last week, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
So it's great. It's great to have a chat with
yeah,
everyone.
I'm really happy with it.
And I'm
So
sure there could be more people that couldn't make it, but yeah, thanks for being with us. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. I'm sure you have.
trying to type. Yeah, so like James said, like and subscribe. And if you haven't, if you're just following YouTube, please see Facebook and Instagram because you might actually see things a bit earlier on because post pictures and things like that. And yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to next week already.
Obviously, if you've got friends and family that have got cars, classic cars, not necessarily minis, get them to send us some pictures over. It'd be great to talk about all cars, really.
Yeah, like I said in the beginning when I first ever started Simpsons Classics, and obviously James is now on board as well, and he doesn't own just a Mini as well. He's got another car, an Alfa Romeo. We don't want to just do Minis. There is going to be loads of things coming to the channel, so please bring whatever you would like, and we'll share it and talk about it.
Modern classics, I think that's what we're looking for. We're
Yeah.
looking for the next future classic or the modern classic, and
Yeah, and we are planning something, a car one day. We will get a car as a joint project maybe, and that'd be quite fun.
I think once we get what Mark's got his projects out, and I get Violet back on the road, and
Yeah,
there's potential maybe if we're allowed to get back out, there's probably potential for us maybe picking up a project towards the end of this year and working on it together. I'm sure we'll sort
yeah,
something out, but that'd be interesting. It'd be great to get you as the viewers' opinions of what you think would be a great project car. Maybe something that's not done before,
yeah, definitely.
or we just get a £800 Volvo, and then Mark's a happy guy.
And go drifting.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for coming and saying hi, guys, and please stay safe, and we'll catch you next week.
Yeah. Have a good one, and enjoy.
Yeah, see you later.
Enjoy working on your project, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye bye. See ya.